Today I'm going to give you some tips for memorising chord shapes. Stick around. Hello everyone, it's James from Practice Like a Pro, providing you with simple, clear guitar tips to help you on your guitar playing journey. So today I just wanted to give you some tips for memorising chord shapes. Now this can work for beginners, you know, open G, C, D, etc. But also if you're kind of working on bar chords and more complex stuff, these tips will help as well. If you got some value out of today's video, please do consider hitting the subscribe button. We upload 3 guitar lessons a week. My first tip is to put the book or the sheets away for a little bit and just actually see what you can remember without having those visual cues. Now, and you can use this as a way to test yourself. So some chords that I'm working on in my own time, sort of more jazz stuff, but I'll play the progressions and then I'll turn the book over. You probably think you're more dependent on the sheets than you actually are, so that's a great place to start. A great tip is to actually write it down without a guitar in your hands. So you could just sketch out a blank chord diagram or some tab, or if you're feeling extra keen, both. And put the, see if you can put where the dots are that your fingers land on the diagram or the numbers for the tab. And it's just maybe just a bit more of an academic way to look at it that might actually help you without having the distraction of the guitar on your knee. A pretty obvious one, but I'd be practicing songs with the chords that you want to learn in. So let's say that you're struggling with C to G. Well, something like American Pie, you know, that'd be a great one to do. Landslide, there's a million songs that have a C and a G in it, specifically together as well, because they sound really nice together. Pick a handful of songs that have that one change or that one chord that you're really struggling with, and it doesn't get as boring then, and you'll actually get more practice time and not get burnt out as quick. Little and often is my next tip. So I don't know if you watched this video, I'll put a card up where I talked about memorising scales. This is the same kind of concept where have a guitar out, whether it's in your living room or in your workspace or whatever, but actually have it on a stand. And when you've got sort of 5 or 10 minutes, pick it up and see if you can remember the shapes that you're working on. And it won't take long, 30 seconds at most. You could be waiting for the kettle to boil or, you know, the adverts on television, whatever. But that it's the rinse and repeat of coming back to something that's really going to make those shapes stick. So let's say that you've got a week and you want to master that C to G. I'm just using C to G as an example. This will work for any chord. But every time you walk past your guitar, pick it up. Right, C's there. G. Oh, it's not there. It's there. It's that kind of thing, and it's the repetition of dropping it, coming back to it, dropping it, coming back to it. Another great thing that you can do while you're working on your practice routine is implement 1-minute changes, which is the Justin guitar thing. It's really effective. I do that with most of my students. Or just basic metronome work. You know, if you want to get better at something, it sounds really obvious, but make it a decent chunk of your practice. And the 1-minute changes is great because you can track not only how quick you're playing those chords, but you can actually see how confident you are with them. Like, let's say over a minute you're getting 20 changes and you practice it for a week, and at the end of the week you're getting 30 changes. That's tangible evidence of your progress. So that's another way that you could look at it with the guitar actually on your knee. This one kind of ties into every time you walk past your guitar, pick it up and have a little noodle. Find something on television that's 30 minutes long. You know, I used to practice to The Simpsons when I came home from school years and years ago, and just kind of passively practice. Again, I'm using this example of a C to a G chord, but whatever you're working on, and you could be strumming that and working on that and watching the TV or keeping an eye on the kids, or kids are doing the homework or something like that. You'll really clock up the practice hours without realising it actually. And no, it's not as effective as sitting and doing 30 minutes really solid practice with all your attention. But it's a great way to get some extra in on top of what you're doing in your practice. I'm a massive advocate for sort of passively practicing on the couch. It is a great way to stack up loads of practice time without it feeling like you sat there for hours and hours and hours. I hope you found some of those tips useful. If you've got something that maybe I haven't mentioned in this video and you'd like to share with the community, let us know in the comments below. If you like what we do here at Practice Like a Pro, please do consider subscribing. We upload 3 guitar lessons a week. And if you've got a little bit more time and you'd like to learn something else, have a look at some of those other lessons that we've got on the channel. Until I see you next time, thank you very much. Keep practicing like a pro. Cheers.